Alright, we're going for another trip to the Kaimais. May have noticed something different. I've lost the beard. It's a bit sad. It makes me look like a little boy again. I got all the gear loaded up in the trusty Ford Festiva. Yeah, Festiva. And we're off for 2 nights. Hopefully, the weather was a bit crap yesterday. I was supposed to go yesterday, but it was too cloudy, so there would have been no point in going right up to the tops, whereas where I'm wanting to go today. So it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so hopefully I'll have clear to shoot tonight, hopefully in the morning, maybe do some bush stalking throughout the day tomorrow in the rain, and then it's supposed to clear up on Thursday, so hopefully I'll have a clear window to hunt there again. So yep, off we go. Hey guys, just going to quickly interrupt this video to remind you to go and watch last week's video where I tried the Radix Nutrition Expedition meal range. They are dehydrated meal. I thought they were pretty good. Use the code Bloke15 to get 15% off for another couple of weeks on their website. Also, thanks to Radix, they are giving away 2 Expedition Meal starter packs. Those contain 2 breakfast meals and 4 main meals in each one of those packs, and we'll be giving that away to 1 lucky winner. So to get into the draw, head over to our website, which is theempire.nz. The link is in the description. Go over there, check it out, go to the giveaway section. There'll be a post there detailing how to go into the draw. It'll be running for about 2 weeks and is limited to New Zealand residents only. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the film. Sweet, so made it. It's 1:45. It's a Tuesday, so there's 0 people in the car park, which is awesome. Hunting midweek. I'm back to work next week on Tuesday, so heading up into the Kaimais for a couple of days. It's looking a wee bit cloudy up the tops there, but that's okay. It's alright, we've got a couple of days, so I'm sure it'll clear up. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. It's been raining a lot around, I can tell, but it's okay because it's supposed to be clear on Thursday. So, in there, and I'm just gonna strap the rifle to the pack, head up. Should take less than 2 hours to get to the top. Put my stuff away in the hut and then get ready for an evening hunt. Should get there around 4 o'clock-ish. You know the drill. Well, I can't really be bothered filming the walk up this hill because I got to hold on to the camera and it gets covered in sweat, so I don't want to ruin it, so I'll put it away. Well, it's still as steep as last time, but man, it's stark contrast to the middle of summer. It's really nice and damp in here. There's heaps of water around, so that's good. That means there'll be heaps of water at the hut as well because I've only bought 2 litres because I knew there'd be water in the hut, but I'll see you at the top. Whew, well, I finally made it to the top. We did 5.67 kilometers, gained 489 meters in elevation, and it took us an hour 58. Pretty close time, I think almost exactly the same as last time. And last time I was real crook, so I guess this time my fitness has slid a little bit over the lockdown. I know the pants are a bit tighter. Anyway, so it's 10 to 4 now, so I don't have too much time. I'm going to have a coffee, have something to eat. I'm pretty shattered. It's quite a big walk, and then head up to the top, dress warmly. It's pretty chilly up here, it's pretty claggy as well, so hopefully it parts a little bit so I can watch some faces. I'm going to head up to the top of this area I know and just watch over some clearings until dark, and hopefully we get to pop something tonight. The new pack did a pretty good job. You can definitely tell the difference in system between this and more of a hunting style pack. Because it's a hiking pack, it's a lot taller and thinner rather than being a bigger bag. and so it gets a bit used, taking a bit of used to, because your head sometimes hits here when you're looking up steep hills, but still a good pack. So as always, when you get to your hunting ground that you realise what you've forgotten, but when I got out of the car I realised I'd forgotten my tripod. So if I do get any chances to shoot a deer at distance, there won't be any recordings of that unless there's a very well placed rock or something with a flat surface I can rest the camera on. Anyway, I'm just having a cup of coffee and it's still real claggy at the top. It's not a far walk, it's like 20 minutes to get up to where I want to go, so I'm probably going to chuck my thermals on because it's cold as up the top. It gets really exposed, the wind blasting up from the eastern escarpment. So I will head up there, chuck all my warm gear on, because the last thing I want to happen is that the clag lifts and I'm down here in the hut instead of up there where I can shoot a deer. So it's almost, it's like 20 past 4, so at about half past I'm going to chuck my warm kit on and head up the hill, and hopefully in the next clip you'll see me with a dead deer. Well, there we go. I said next clip, hopefully we got a deer down, and here we go. Little 4-point stag. Just a little wee fella. Beauty. Well, you cannot be upset about that result. It's only 5:30. I only left the hut an hour ago, and meat's off that bugger in the pack. He's a little bit stinky, but he was actually in surprisingly good condition. It's good sized back steaks for a little stag. He was only little, and he was actually 5 points. He was uneven. So ugly little head, but not to disrespect the animal, but still a good bit of meat for home, which is good. So Amber will be happy with that. The sunset is beautiful, so I've got about a 30-minute walk back to the hut. I'll hang the meat up because it's nice and cold up here, so no flies. I'll hang it up for the night. I got it off real quick, and then I left it out. I didn't stick it straight in any bags. I put it on top of some bushes just so that it could cool down real fast. It's supposed to be better for the meat, and yeah, beautiful. Got some of the meat hanging up there overnight. Back to the hut, only took 30 minutes, which is great. So I'm going to cook up a feed now, and instead of staying 2 nights, I'll probably head back up to where I was, and I'll probably grab the head off that stag. Just, I don't know, I might leave it somewhere, might take it home, not sure. Then I'll probably also try and see if there's any more deer come out there in the morning, just try and get some photos of them in. I always think when I get back to the hut, like, oh, when I finished shooting a deer, I'm always like, oh man, I should have taken more pictures, should have done this, should have done that, with when it comes to documenting it. But then I sort of thought to myself on the way back, well, primarily I'm a hunter, I'm looking to fill the freezer, so if I get some good photos along the way, that's pretty cool. And if I can share it with you guys, so you can watch and I don't know, learn something for you new guys, or just enjoy watching somebody else get outdoors if you can't, then that's pretty cool. But yeah, not going to be too fussed about getting all the Gucci photos. Yeah, dinner time. Got the fire lit because I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty cold night, but also my gear is sodden as from the walk up, just from how much I was sweating and how humid it was. So nothing fancy tonight, just what's that? Creamy chicken and potatoes, the Army Rat Packs tonight. Well, it's raining quite a lot outside now, and the forecast is for rain tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll be heading up to the tops in the morning. I'll see. It's only a 20-minute walk, so if it's not raining too heavily, I'll go up there, but I don't want to pull the camera out in the rain and try and take photos anyway. So I'll be packing up in the completely depending on the weather. Was whether I'll keep the stuff inside and then just head up with the day bag with some warm kit on, or because tomorrow I'm gonna I took those back legs out whole. So I'm going to cut the bone out tomorrow, and I will chuck it in the bags with the rest of the meat, and I'll head out. It's nice to get something on the first night, but it also means that I've got more food to carry back out with me. So the pack's going to be pretty heavy tomorrow. That meat was pretty heavy, even just carrying it down from the top, but luckily it's all downhill. So when I got up to the top, I walked around for a little bit, and it was quite claggy still, and the cloud was moving through quite a lot, and I sat down and had a quick glass on the face opposite me, and there's like the saddle in between me and the the face on the other side, and there was nothing on either of those spots. And then so the wind was coming from the west and it was pumping over the hill, and when I looked down on the eastern side there was that stag that you'll see the video of, or you might have already seen the video. I don't know where I'm going to edit this clip. Anyway, it was real dark looking because it was all wet. I pulled out the big lens, chucked it on the camera, got that video, took a couple photos, which if you remember last time I was up here, I had the camera on timer when I tried to take the photo, and by the time the timer went off, I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't take a picture. By the time the timer went off, the hind in its fawn walked into the bush. Anyway, I got those photos, and then I put the GoPro on, and I must have turned it on without knowing, like started recording it, because I took I lined it up on a very wobbly stick, took the shot, smoked him through the lungs, and then I guess I pressed record just before I shot, and yeah, now I've looked at the video and it's like records just before the shot and then there's no shot, so that's a bit of a pain, but at least there's some video of the stag while it's still alive feeding. Yeah, so I went down there, took the meat off and bowled back down to camp. So yeah, I'll bone those legs out tomorrow and chuck it in the bag. I'm gonna hit the hay now, jump in the scratcher, and it's pretty warm, so I'll probably end up on top of it because of this fire, but it's alright, it's better than being cold. Morning everyone. It was a shocking sleep. It was a possum in the roof or a rat or something, and it kept waking me up. I maybe got like 3 hours of sleep. Anyway, I didn't go up to the tops this morning because the weather looks like this. Claggy as. I couldn't even see the bushes outside the hut this morning, so no point in going up there and getting all cold and wet for nothing. I'm not going to be able to see anything. So I've just lit the fire because it's cold in the hut, and I'm going to have breakfast, have a cup of coffee, and then I'll bone this meat out, chuck it in the pack, and then get ready to rock out of here, I suppose. I'm not in any rush. I'm just going to be home before this evening, so mid-morning maybe, lunchtime I'll head out. I love those little buggers. It's so funny how they follow you through the bush. Well, there's some of the meat boned out. That's the back legs. There is heaps of meat there and it's heavy as, so I'm not looking forward to the walk out. It's real slippery out there. It's got those wooden boardwalks out there along the tops here, and it's to stop it obviously from getting too puggy during winter. Just turn this on. Oil. But they're really slippery when they're wet, so I've got to be a bit careful, especially with the heavy pack, and it's quite steep in some places going back down, and there's a lot of clay and moss covered rocks, so I will need to be careful, because last night even I rolled my ankle a couple of times because it was so claggy my headlamp couldn't even go through it. There it is, pack is full. That's a fair bit of meat in there. It's going to be pretty heavy, but I'm not going to film on the way back down to the car because the weather's still crappy as, and I don't want to get the camera wet, so I'm just going to focus on getting down the hill safely and in one piece, clean up the hut quickly, and yeah, I'll be on our way. See you down at the car. Well, made it back to the car. I only fell over once and rolled my ankle once, which was quite uncomfortable, but that's alright. We made it back safely. Took me about an hour 40 from the top. It was quite treacherous going. It was pretty slippery. It was quite cool to see. There was quite a bit of deer sign on the track most of the way down, actually, just deer walking along the track, and also saw one pig mark as well, quite a good sized pig. Somebody else in there hunting now. They must be hunting the lower bits, which it's not too bad, it's not too thick, but there's a fair bit of supplejack in there, as you guys who hunt the Kaimais know. It's quite likely going to be the last hunt from me for a while. Amber's due to pop in a month, and I don't want to be too far out in the bush and out of cell reception over the next few weeks, so it might just be reviews, and I know I might write a couple articles just to fill in the time. But yeah, hopefully I'll be back out on the hills soon. Anyway, thanks for joining me on another adventure. Go back and look at my other videos if you would, and like and subscribe. Every bit you guys do helps me to bring you more content. Guys will be more likely to send me some gear to review, and yeah, the pack I got performed well on the walk out. It's probably about 40 kilos there. Shoulders are a bit sore, but if anybody who's done a lot of walking knows it doesn't matter how good a pack you've got, eventually it's just painful. So yeah, cheers.